Hello, YouTube and sleevers and people thinking about getting the sleeve. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's my week 49. I am high weight 207, surgery weight 194, and current weight is 138.2 this morning. I was 136. I posted about that on my Instagram. If you guys want to add me on there, it is Lady Walton 1313. I like looking at your guys' pictures and all my good stuff that's on there. What day was I 136? 4 days ago, I was 136. And then Shark Week reared its ugly head, and now I'm 138.2, but I don't care. As long as I'm under 140, I'm in the normal BMI range, and I'm okay with that. So, right into question and answers. I had a lot from like previous videos too that like popped up in comments this week, but I'm only trying to do the ones that were on my week 48 update, just because otherwise it would be a lot longer. This video is already going to be incredibly long, I think, when I answer all these, but I'm going to try to go as quick as I can. All right, so Gutter Glitter said, what is your longest stall and how did you get through it? My longest stall was probably when I was in like the 148 range, and if you look back at my videos, I want to say I was there for like 3 months. I thought I was done, and then I got through with watching my carbs again and starting a ketogenic diet. And I'm not even going to lie, I haven't stuck to that very well, but I think that is what broke my stall. And even though like I try to watch my protein first, I've continued to lose since then. I'm kind of hovering now, but that was my longest stall. That's how I broke it. Latasha Rickman, are you bored with your food choices? No, because I eat whatever I want. I don't sit there and eat Hershey bars and candy all day. Of course, I've had those days. But no, I'm not bored with my food choices. Above and beyond that, if I started eating plated, so for my family, I started getting meals from plated.com, which they say it's 2 servings per meal, but it's me, my husband, and my son, and my stepmom. So they give you more food than 2 servings per meal, especially being sleeved. So I've been cooking like all of these awesome meals that I never would have tried otherwise. I highly recommend Plated to anybody. It's a whole bunch of awesome food. I don't restrict myself as far as food choices go, so there's no reason for me to be bored. If I want spaghetti, I'll eat spaghetti. Usually I'll try to make a spaghetti squash instead. If I want, anything, steak, whatever, I'll eat it. I just watch my portions. So I'm not bored with my food choices. And I don't eat like cakes and brownies and stuff like that. I do eat healthy for the most part. Jenny VSG, Jenny with a Y VSG, because there's 2 Jenny VSGs who asked me some questions. Jenny with a Y VSG said, do you still eat spicy food? Do you use straws? Do you eat and drink at the same time? Spicy food? No. Unfortunately, it has died with me. I cannot have spicy food anymore. I have crazy heartburn. I used to eat spicy food all the time before my surgery, and now I can't. I'd like to say that I miss it, but really, it's not that big of a deal. And I still eat like Thai food. I just get it with no spice now, or mild. And it has the same flavor. It's just not spicy anymore to me. So, straws. I do use straws. I don't like coffee touching my teeth, so I drink my coffee out of a straw. Drink my coffee out of a straw all the time. Do I eat and drink at the same time? I have, and I don't recommend it to anybody. That's what causes the pain from eating. Like, in the beginning, I was eating and drinking at the same time often, and it, like, when your stomach gets to a point where it's really full, it's really painful. And I thought it was just, that was what being full felt like. But when I stopped drinking and eating at the same time, I realized there's a big difference between your full feeling, which is uncomfortable, and the full feeling you get when you mix food and drinks, which is painful. And it will make you want to throw that food up because it's so much pain in your chest. And I've made that mistake again on accident since I realized that was causing it, and it made me want to throw up because it hurt so bad. So don't eat and drink at the same time. Spicy food will probably hurt and give you heartburn later. And straws, proceed with caution. Listen to your doctor. I use them. I didn't use them for a long time, though, probably like 4 months after my surgery, I would say. RAH Create, so Raw Create. Has my journey lived up to my expectations, and do I sometimes not recognize myself? My journey has lived up to my expectations, above and beyond my expectations. I've never been able to be below 155 in my life or a size 9 in my life. I was not expecting to weigh this little, even though I had a goal weight in mind that was lower than this. I didn't actually, I think, believe that I would get this far. My journey's been great. It has not been, it hasn't been hard. Like, there's been hard parts, but overall, the journey is everything and more than I expected, and I'm very thankful for it. Do I sometimes not recognize myself? Yes. I see pictures of myself, and I think it's my sister who's been thin her whole life. Or I'll walk by a mirror or like a storefront window, and it takes me a second to realize that's my reflection, which is cool when that happens. I like when that happens. It happened a lot more in the beginning when I was dropping more rapidly than now, but it still happens. All right. Sarah T. Do I have phrasing suggestions to help keep it private among family members? So she was saying that she told a couple members of her family, and she needs them to not tell other people. And how would I phrase that to them? I would say, I'm telling you guys because I trust you, and I want someone to be able to talk to you in this whole thing. You're someone that I think I can rely on to talk to about this without the fear of this going to other people. This is very personal to me. It is a surgery I had on my body, and it is very personal. I don't want other people to make me feel ashamed or judge me or anything. I trust you to keep this private, and I need you to be someone I can turn to if I want to talk to you about this. I need to tell someone, and you're the person that I trust that I can tell to be there for me. Will you be there for me and keep this to yourself? That's how I would word it. And if they don't keep it to themselves after wording it like that, when you make it adamant that this is something that's very, this is an internal thing with you, like this is something that is very private for you, you don't want it shared with the world, and they still tell people, I am sorry. It might happen. It's probably going to happen with some people. Happened to me. But, it shouldn't change you wanting or not wanting to have the surgery. Either way, they can talk about all they want. It won't make you gain weight. So, Anna Roman, how do I get more protein in? I'm really bad at protein. I try to eat eggs every morning for breakfast, just as like my kickstart protein of the day. I used to have cream of wheat in the very beginning because that was like a soft food that I could have. And now I eat eggs in the morning. I try to eat every meal with some protein in it, as far as like meat. And when I do drink protein shakes, which I've not been diligent about, but when I do, I hated the flavored stuff. So I only drink Isopure unflavored. It has 0 carbs, and it's lower calorie than most protein scoops. And I mix it with Crystal Light lemonade. It tastes like a lemon meringue kind of. That's been my absolute favorite. Just regular lemonade, Crystal Light, and Isopure unflavored in a protein mixer. That's the best way that I've been able to get that stuff down. Other people have used it with grape. I tried that. It was gross. So lemonade is my tried and true. That's what I recommend to anyone. Rob W., Gabrielle Fernandez, and a couple other people asked me, do I have loose skin? No. Yes and no. I do, as far as like under here. It's not bad. I have it here, like right in my crotchal region, like just at the very tip top, not like all right here, which I thought it would be. It's just the tip top. And then my stomach, I was going to get to it in a minute. I know everyone wants to see my scars. So I have like the granniest of panties on right now too. Here's my scars. They're healing. Here's my line from sitting down. They're still there, but it's not bad. I don't, you can see them. I haven't put like vitamin E or anything on them. So I've seen people where they're like completely disappeared, and all of those people who's completely disappeared said that they put vitamin E on them. So I would just say put vitamin E on them right when you start healing, and maybe it'll help you more, because all those people, that worked for them. I just didn't do anything special for mine. All right, Jeannie, VSG, said, do I have a goal weight, or was a normal BMI my goal weight? My goal weight is 125. I'm 138 right now. So as of 140, I was in a normal BMI. I'm completely okay where I'm at. If I don't lose any more, I won't beat myself up over it. I'd love to see 125, but if I start looking sick, I don't want to get that low. I don't think I look sick yet. I think I still look normal and healthy. If I stayed here forever in a normal BMI, I'd be fine. My goal weight's 125. The sleeve reprieve, most info helpful pre-op. Where did I find the most helpful information pre-op? I watched a couple YouTube videos about specifically going to Mexico for the surgery because I went to Mexico. But the most helpful information was on Facebook. And I know a lot of people go to obesityhelp.com. I personally went to Facebook, and I was extremely blessed to find all the information I did. I think it's still out there. I just know like a lot of those groups kind of, once you say something about wanting the surgery, especially if you want to have it in Mexico, you'll get like a million people trying to convince you to use their doctor, and you won't get useful information in there in between. I purposely did not look up the procedure on YouTube beforehand. I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want to psych myself out. I knew that I wanted to get it. So I only asked for information as far as like healing time, when could I go back to work, stuff like that, and, you know, pre-op tips as far as liquid diet and everything like that. But Facebook support groups, I mean, if you look up sleeve support groups, there's a bunch there, and that was my most helpful pre-op. Top 5 cookbooks was your other part of that question. Google Linda's low carb recipes. And I want to say it's like Genaw, GENAW.com or something. But if you Google Linda's low carb, you'll get to her page. And it is, maybe I'll put a link in the description of this video. I've been using her recipes since I did Atkins way back when. A lot of hers are easily you know, weight loss surgery acceptable. The egg face, I want to say Google egg face recipes. That was a good one too, especially for the beginning. She has like a ricotta bake and stuff that was really tasty. My husband even loved it, even though he wasn't, you know, didn't have the surgery. The ketogenic cookbook that I showed in one of my last videos is a really awesome cookbook. Trying to think of other cookbooks that I really, really like. There's a couple, but I don't want to sit here and wait and waste time on the video. But I will think of 5 good ones, and I'll put them all in the description. But those are the top ones that come to mind when I read that question. All right, Marianne Olette. When does energy go up, and when can I go back to the gym without being tired all day? Your energy goes up, I'd say give it a good month. I think the first month I was pretty sluggish, but I also have hypothyroidism, so I'm not the best person to answer that question, because my hypothyroidism, if my medication isn't getting absorbed correctly, or if the milligrams are too low, like this week I've been on my butt all day. So I like had been sleeping all day, and I'd be able to wake up for like an hour, and then I'd be dead tired again. So today is a good day. Today everything feels normal, and I'm here and I'm fine. So I would ask other sleevers that question too, just because mine is very unpredictable as far as my energy levels go for completely different reasons. But I'd say overall I felt back to myself after about a month. Amanda E. Has the sleeve made my marriage better or no change? Does he pay more attention to me? Was he more supportive at first? And how has my loss affected him? Yes, the sleeve has made my marriage better. In the beginning, keep in mind, I didn't know I had hypothyroidism until like right before I had the surgery. And I met my husband. I weighed 177 pounds when I met my husband. We got engaged 6 weeks later. I shot up to 190. Tried to lose weight. I got back down to 180, trying to lose weight before the wedding. Like the day of my wedding, I think I was 191. And then I shot up, God, probably like 20 pounds. I wouldn't even get on the scale because I knew it was going to be a number I didn't want to see. So I'm going to guess that I got up to like 217. This is, mind you, August to October. So in 1 month, I went from like 180-ish, 190 to about 215, 220 maybe. And then I started trying to lose weight and I got to 207 is when I got back on the scale and it said 207. And I was like, oh my God, this is more than I weighed the morning I was 9 months pregnant with my son. Like that morning I was 205, 9 months pregnant with my son. So I got back on the scale, it said 207 after I had been losing weight. And that's when I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm going to have a surgery now. But with gaining all that weight that fast, I think it scared my husband a little bit. He was getting really judgmental about my food choices, and it just wasn't good. I mean, I gained a lot of weight in a very small amount of time, and I think he panicked. So like my weight was an issue in our marriage. And so me losing weight made our marriage better, made our sex lives better. It's, he pays more attention to me in that aspect. Obviously, like, you know, I don't want to offend anyone here, but like having sex with a bigger person takes more energy, takes more out of you just for like maneuvering and stuff. So it'd be more of like a task to do when I was bigger, and now it's more of like a fun thing to do. So that's improved. He was not supportive at first. However, he knew I was going to do what I was going to do. He knows my personality. He tried to talk me out of it. He was especially mad that I was going to Mexico because he's military and couldn't go. So he wasn't supportive of that. But, you know, now that it's happened, he's very thankful that I had the surgeon that I had and that everything went great, and he's supportive now. So how has my loss affected him? It's affected him. At first, he was putting on a little bit more because I couldn't eat as much, so he was like finishing my meals too. So that kind of affected him there. It affected him because I asked him to keep it a secret, and he's not a secretive person whatsoever. So it was kind of annoying to him to be asked to not tell anyone. Yeah. And like if he says, or if I say something about him putting on any weight or anything, he's like, well, one of us had surgery, which I think is kind of funny, but yeah. C White 3654, why did I get the sleeve over bypass? 2 reasons. The bypass, you have a higher chance of nutrient deficiency for the rest of your life. You have to take a lot more vitamins. Your nutrients don't get absorbed the same way. The sleeve, it's just you're just minimizing the size of your stomach. You're not removing it or bypassing the stomach. So it's still the normal order of operations as far as that goes. I guess 3 reasons. And it wasn't reversible would be another one. I didn't want something that was reversible because I didn't want to back out of this. I know bypass, I wouldn't go back in and like undo it, but it was just the thought of it being irreversible appealed to me. And the original second reason I was going to say is after research, I realized that bypass is more for people who needed to lose a lot of weight, like large amounts of weight. And I thought at 207 that my weight wasn't high enough to justify a bypass versus a sleeve. So the sleeve just seemed like a better option for me. Okay, Portia Lewis. Good support ideas for this lifestyle change. I would highly recommend going on Facebook. Like I said, that's where I got my pre-op stuff. My biggest support has been my October 2014 Sleever Superstars group. I am so very blessed for that group. Basically, all of us were in different groups on Facebook for the sleeve, and just by word of mouth, we kind of figured out, hey, who's getting the surgery October of 2014? Who's getting the surgery in October? What's your surgery? What's your surgery? Well, let's make a little group for just the sleevers getting sleeved in October, and that group is my family now. So, like, all of us have had this sleeve the same month, so we've all hit the same road bumps, we've all hit the same stalls, we've all, you know, and we've all gotten to know each other as far as our family and our friends, and I consider those people my sisters. Like, they are my little family. I would highly recommend to anybody getting the surgery, go into the mass, you know, Facebook groups that are just a blanket for anyone getting the sleeve, and just kind of like drop hints like, hey, who's getting the sleeve April 2016, who's getting the sleeve December 2015, and then start your own Facebook group that says December 2015 sleevers or whatever the month it is, and slowly invite those people from those groups and say, hey, we're all getting sleeved the same month, and start your own group for the month that you're getting sleeved, because that has been a godsend. Like, that has been my saving grace in all of this. I love that group that I'm in. So start your own for the month and the year, or join one for the month and year that you're getting sleeved. Usha Pravina. How much was Dr. Ramos-Kelly? Loving Life also asked the same question. I don't remember. I want to say, like, if I'm remembering, I want to say like $6,000. It seems like that's about what I spent, $4,000 to $6,000. I don't remember. I think that's what I spent total. So that was including flying myself out, flying my sister out, paying for her meals when she was there, and the surgery. So we flew into San Diego. They took us to Mexico. My sister stayed with us. She stayed with me in the hospital, and they put us in the hotel. I didn't have to pay for the hotel. We just had to pay for our meals at the hotel. So obviously I didn't eat. I just had surgery. I just had broth, but it was her food, our flights, and the surgery. I want to say it was like $4,000 to $6,000, but I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Somebody else asked me who did my surgery and how do you contact them. So that was Danielle Wise. So Dr. Ramos-Kelly, Tijuana, Mexico, drramoskelly.com, DRRAMOSKELLY.com. You know, guy gave me my life back. I'm going to sing his praises all day long. You can go on there and talk to him or his coordinator and find out how much they charge. And whatever it was worth every penny. I just don't remember what it was. All right, so Jules Gaskill. Monthly cycle change and my migraines. So has my cycle changed? When I first had the surgery, I had my period on and off for every couple days. And so I was told that it was going to mess up my period, so I had no idea what was going on. I found out later that I was pregnant and having a miscarriage, just having a ectopic pregnancy. So that was due to my IUD. I had a non-hormonal IUD. And so when the ectopic pregnancy happened at my week 4, that got removed, and I got immediately put onto birth control. Since being on birth control, it's hormonal, so everything has happened according to schedule because it's hormonally controlled. So I haven't had anything unpredictable really, except when I was like not taking it for a month because my husband and I thought we were going to try, but didn't happen. My ocular migraines have subsided. I have not had one in almost a year, so that's good. I'm going to mispronounce this. Aishwarya Raj. It's AISHWARYARAJ. Aishwarya Raj. Do you have cravings in the beginning, and how do you deal with them? Yes, I did have cravings in the beginning, and I did not deal with them responsibly. I remember it was at work. I was still on either liquids or soft foods. It was like right in the beginning. And people from work got Chinese takeout, asked me if I wanted some. And it was like my favorite food pre-op. And I chewed it and spit it out. That's how I dealt with it. Very mad at myself for doing that. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, luckily I didn't swallow anything. But yeah, you have cravings, and the food funeral doesn't really happen for you. Like, you have a relationship with food that needs to get broken, and in the beginning it's very hard to break it, and you might subside to your cravings. I hope you do not. And just I hope you guys stay stronger than I did. I chewed and spit it out. That's what I did. I had the cravings, I chewed and spit it out. It was all bad. I remember the night that I had my ectopic pregnancy, I had two Dorito potato chips, and I chewed them really, really well, and I ate them, and I woke up that night vomiting and having seizures, basically. But, like, I thought my vomiting and stuff, like, I thought, because I was in so much pain in my abdomen from the ectopic pregnancy, I thought that I ruptured my stomach because I ate 2 chips, and I was freaking out about it. So that was, 4 weeks. I had 2 potato chips, and that scared me straight, and then I didn't have anything for a long time after that. Gerard Astache, can we see your skin and scars? I just showed you guys. Okay, Mommy of 3, DAA Walker, Cherie, and Sems all asked, how tall are you? I am 5'3.5", 5'4", depending on who's measuring me. I would consider myself 5'3.5". Jenny with an I, VSG, had a couple questions. Do you feel hungry like you used to? No, I don't. You get into a mood where you feel like eating, but you don't feel hunger like you used to. Like if I go a long time without eating, like probably 12, 14 hours without eating, I might start to feel a little hungry, as far as like that achy, naggy, like, oh yeah, this is what hungry feels like feeling. But most of the time when I'm sitting around the house, I'm like, I'm hungry. It's because I feel like eating. It's not because like it's actual physical hunger, but you don't feel the same hunger that you did pre-op. Again, I haven't, at least, and I'm almost a year out, so I don't feel that way. Mommy of 3, how old are you, and are you getting plastics? I am 31 years old as of a couple days ago, and September 25th was my birthday, and I turned 31, and I am going to get plastics. I'm probably going to get my boobs done. I don't think I'm going to get anything else done. I flirted with the idea of like a mini tummy tuck, which is not from the surgery, because like the surgery, okay, so I said in the other videos, see how this is like this? That has been like that since I had my son. And I want it like this. So like if I had a mini tummy tuck, that would accomplish that. But it's like, do I really want to go under the knife for something so stupid and cosmetic? Or do I want to just like bust my butt in the gym and try to get this to look like this? So that's probably what I'm going to do. That's like a horrible angle too. I feel like I look way bigger like that. I don't know. Here's my birthmark. But yeah. So, probably gonna get my boobs done. I've wanted a boob job since 7th grade because my boobs never came in cute and perky. Maybe a tummy tuck. I doubt it. Unless there's like a 2-for-1 special, I doubt it because I don't see myself going through that for something so little. Stacy Talby. Do you make sure you don't eat over 4 ounces, or do you eat until you're uncomfortable, burp, etc.? No, I don't make sure that I don't eat over 4 ounces. I've carried a 1/4 cup measuring spoon in my purse since surgery, all up until about 2 days ago, and I've never used it. Do I eat until I'm uncomfortable, burp, etc.? Depends. What am I eating? If I'm eating something that's like phenomenally good, I've hurt myself before. I don't really burp that much when I'm eating. My nose will start to run like crazy. Like you would think that my snot is what digests food or something. Like if I get to a point where I'm really full, it's like free flowing out my nose. It's crazy. And then I will sneeze over and over and over again. So some people burp when they get really full, like when their stomach and their pouch is full. I sneeze like crazy and my nose runs like crazy, and some foods make it worse than others, but I eat till I sneeze sometimes, and most of the time I just eat until I'm bored with the food, basically. Like I'll take a couple bites and I'm just like, So, depends on what I'm eating. DAA Walker, have I had skin removed? No, I have not. Maluches, Montana, best advice for getting ready for surgery. Don't be nervous at all. It's going to be worth it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't scare yourself out of it by looking up stuff that goes medically wrong after surgery. So don't be nervous. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't scare yourself out of it. And listen to your doctor. If he tells you don't eat carbs for 2 weeks before surgery, don't eat carbs 2 weeks before surgery. Liquids only for 7 days. Only drink liquids for 7 days before surgery. So listen to your doctor. I know a lot of people try to like skirt around that. I was one of them, and I didn't do the 2-week pre-op diet. I did my own version of a 7-day pre-op diet, but listen to your doctor and don't psych yourself out. All right. Baseman said he recently lost his father, and any advice for getting back on track with food? Don't worry about it. Like, I can't even imagine what the loss of a father would be like, and don't let food comfort or control your mind right now. Is all I'd have to say about that. You grieve however you need to grieve, and then once you're at peace with your grievance, start eating normal again. Maybe do a liquid diet for 2 days just to flush out your system, give your body and your organs like a fast for 2 days, just liquid fast, so you can kind of like clean out and rejuvenate them again, and then go back to protein first in small portions. But I would not worry about it until you're done grieving. And I'm sorry for your loss. I'm very sorry. Yentro K Bucks, KBUX. Alcohol after surgery. Yes, I've had alcohol after surgery. The recommended wait time, I think, was 6 months. I will say that I'm not a big drinker whatsoever. I never was before surgery, and I'm definitely not now. So that being said, 3 drinks before surgery would get me pretty drunk, and now it's like 1.5 gets me pretty drunk. And one time since my surgery, I've gotten really drunk to the point where I wanted to puke. And here's the catch with the sleeve surgery. You really have to be sure that you're not over drinking and you're pacing yourself. Because the night that I got very drunk, my body needed to puke, but because of the sleeve, it can't. So because it goes in and out of your stomach so fast and it gets absorbed into your bloodstream, you can't puke stuff that's absorbed into your bloodstream. So like before, when you get drunk, you would just puke it out. You puke out the contents of your stomach, and yes, there's still stuff absorbed into your bloodstream, but you can puke a lot of the stuff out. This was very scary to me because I was drunker than I wanted to be. I wanted to puke, and I couldn't puke. I dry heaved because my body had nothing to puke up because it rapidly absorbs so quickly, so I don't recommend it. I recommend getting alcohol that you are forced to sip on. Like my favorite is blackberry brandy because it's not something I can take big sips of because it's so potent. So I just sit there and I sip it like it's in my glass on ice, and I just tiny little sips, and that way I'm being social. I'm socializing with everyone else, but I pace myself. If I'm sitting there trying to do pineapple upside down shots with everyone, I'm going to be passed out or floored or something. Like, don't do stuff like that. Drink something that forces you to sip it. If you're not a big beer drinker, I don't know. That's my advice. But wait at least 6 months, or ask your doctor first. Some doctors say a year, some doctors say 6 months. Jenny with an IVSG, her second question. Have you gone up and down with restriction? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Some days I feel like I can eat an entire hamburger, and some days, like if I take 2 bites, my stomach's just like, nope, not today. Me and Adam, when I talk about him to my husband, I call them no food days, because some days, like, it doesn't matter what I'm trying to eat. It could be cottage cheese, and my stomach's just like, nope, like just shut off for the day. So those days I just try to get a lot of fluids in, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like I feel like I'm hungry, but my stomach's not letting me eat anything. It just feels full the second I put food in my mouth. And then other days, I can eat half of a 6-inch sub at Subway. It makes no sense. But yeah, it goes all over the place. Danielle Wise, who did mine, how was it? I already answered that. Nancy in an email said, what do you eat? And do you go to the gym a lot? And what do I recommend that you do at the gym? What do I eat? I eat small portions, and I try to stay healthy. I don't try to eat sweets as much. I do eat candy here and there. I love gummy bears, which is horrible, but I eat just smaller portions of stuff, and I try to stay healthy for the most part. Do I go to the gym a lot? No, I don't, and yes, I should. What do I recommend for people to do? Go on walks. That's my favorite thing to do. So go on walks, see the sights. If it's cold outside, go on like a stationary bike, listen to music, or watch a TV show on a stationary bike, just something to get your body going. Or go on a treadmill and just walk on a treadmill. Lift weights. I wish I would have lifted weights because, like, I noticed before surgery, my purse, no big deal. And like now I pick up my purse, I'm like, what's this thing have rocks in it? And there's nothing new and different in my purse. It's just I've lost muscle tone because I haven't been lifting weights and stuff, and I haven't been good about my protein. So definitely make sure you get your protein and make sure you're like lifting weights and stuff in the meantime. Robert in an email said, do I have any regrets? Absolutely not, other than like the common sense ones, like I wish I was weightlifting this whole time, and I wish I stuck with my protein and like my plan eating wise. Christy in an email said, did I have nausea in the beginning? I remember like nausea for 10 minutes in the hospital. I want to say when I got home, and I can remember like one day maybe that like a protein drink made me nauseous. But for the most part, no. And this is 35 minutes long, so this is really long. That's it for right now. So that was all for the emails since I posted my last video and from the comments on that last video. I'm sure there's other questions. I'll answer them too if you guys still have questions. But yeah, that was fun to do. Sorry this video is so long. If anyone watches the whole thing, awesome. And I will talk to you guys later.